Let me reintroduce myself a little bit. So my name is Ryan Best, if you're the first time watching this. I am a coach. I'm an online coach and a in-person coach. And I am currently training for a 100k ultramarathon. 2 100k ultramarathons actually. I've got one in June and I also have one in July. Started off with just the one in June, but I went and I done a 50k ultramarathon 2 weeks ago and I absolutely hated it. Absolutely hated it. It was my first ever marathon, first ever medal I've won in a race, and I hit 50k, which is quite decent. It absolutely ruined me. I only had 4 weeks endurance training, so not long at all. I would not recommend it. It was quite stupid. But I done it and hated it, and as soon as I finished, went and booked 100k, another 100k. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I think you definitely unlock a part of your brain that you wouldn't go to on a daily basis. And even though that it's so painful, it's somewhat weirdly satisfying and addicting. You feel very mentally weak during something like that, but you also feel so mentally strong for actually getting through it. So I think that's the reason why I'm a little bit addicted to it at the moment. I've only obviously ever done one. So I've got the 100k, which I've had booked for a little while now, which I started training for at the beginning of January. And that's what I'm doing today. So I'm going out on a long run. I say a long run. I'm pushing my long runs up to between 2 and 3 hours. I'm not running for more than 3 hours at a time at the moment. I will maybe increase that to 4 hours, but I don't think you get any real benefit from going over 4 hours in your training block. So this is my first long run back outside since the 50k. Now I got a really bad foot injury from doing that 50k, from overpronating and wearing neutral shoes. If you don't know anything about the neutral shoes or stability shoes, go get a gait test done. If you want to run any form of long distance, you need to get a gait test. I got a gait test and they're like, what the hell are you doing running in these shoes? So I'm overpronating badly. So I've got these shoes now. These are stability shoes, New Balance 860. I know nothing about these shoes. Don't really like the way they look. I don't really like the way any stability shoes look. All the neutral shoes are the cool shoes. But yeah, so giving these a go over the last week. It has helped my foot, but I've only done treadmill running. So I'm only going to run around 15k today. So maybe like an hour and a half. Try hitting in the zone 2. See how that goes. I don't want to overdo it. And then next week, resume the training block. Currently in Norwich, it is pissing down. It's a Sunday. It's cold. It's Valentine's Day last night, so I went out with the missus on a rare occasion. We didn't have no kids. The kids were staying out. And I had 2 pints of Guinness, which is a rarity. You know, considering I'm telling my clients on a weekly basis not to do that. But let's see what's going to be like. It's probably going to be a little bit rough. First one back, off to the coffee shop and back around 15k. And before you say anything, why is this guy wearing a running vest on a 15k? I agree. You should not be wearing any form of running vest unless you're doing anything over a half marathon or even a marathon. But the reason I'm wearing it, I've got loads of gels on me. Even though it's only a fairly short, long run, I'm getting used to using gels. I'm getting used to eating whilst running, drinking whilst running. Hence why I'm wearing this today. However, unless you're training for an ultramarathon, if you're wearing a running vest and you are doing a 5k, have a word with yourself, mate. Come on, have a word with yourself. So about 2k in, feeling pretty rough, man. Shouldn't have had that pint of Guinness last night. Try to stay in the zone 2. Heart rate is spiked to 150, so borderline zone 3. But we're about another 2.5k away from a coffee shop. Have a little rest, grab some caffeine, and then continue. But if you're thinking, or you are training for any form of long distance running, you need your heart rate to be around the zone 2 for the majority of your training. If you're just doing speed work, it's not going to really build your aerobic base. So the way you want to imagine it is, let's say this is a pyramid. Shit pyramid, I know. But you have the top of the pyramid, that's going to be your short, intense speed work. Now if you're doing like a 5k, 10k, and you want to do that as fast as you can, you'd work on that VO2 max and you'd do a lot of fast runs. Whereas if you're doing like the long distance stuff, you want to focus on the base of that pyramid. The base of that pyramid is the zone 2, the aerobic endurance, and that's where you're going to be running for a long time. So you want that, you want to focus on that aerobic base. Now if you just max out your heart rate every single time you run, you're not going to be able to run for any amount of distance. So what you want to do, instead of running for pace and distance, even though today I'm running for like around 15k, but you want to focus on time and heart rate. So time on your feet and your heart rate zone 2. So the zone 2 is going to allow you to have a long period of time on your feet. If you get used to running long distance in the zone 2, it's going to build that aerobic capacity. Add in a sprinkle of speed work for your VO2 max. So for me it's hill sprints. I'm doing hill sprints once a week. I'm doing one long run a week, so 2 to 4 hours in length, and then I'm doing a little bit of cross training, leave the old shins alone for a bit. So I'm alternating between the stepper, the spin bike, and a little bit of incline treadmill work. So you want to focus, if you're doing long distance, a little bit on speed work. Majority of runs zone 2 for time and heart rate. That is the coffee done. Time to restart the old watch. Couldn't leave that bad boy running, otherwise my 5k would be about an hour, which can't harm the Strava like that. Come on, what a rough day. I see a lot of people on YouTube running in sunny places. It's nice and hot, great trails. If you want to grow hairs on your chest, come and run in Norwich on a Sunday when it's pissing down. So currently about 9k in, about a kilometre away from home. We could call it at 10k, as these new shoes are killing my foot. They're okay, they're just very stiff compared to a neutral shoe. So we'll call it at 10k. So we have a half marathon in 2 weeks, so I want to be good for that. The Yarmouth half marathon. Made it back home. Absolute miserable day out there. 10k in the legs. I want to do a little bit more, but it's my first, you can't even class that as a long run. It's my first proper run outside back since the 50k. Foot towards the end felt a little bit rough. Where I'm having the new shoes, it's probably going to take me a while to break them in, but as I was saying, got a half marathon in 2 weeks. Going to try to get a PB. Again, I don't run for speed, it's not really my thing. I prefer the more long distance stuff, but I want to get under a 2 hour half marathon, and I'm not naturally a runner. You know, I've done bodybuilding style training for years. I've done weightlifting, nothing else, with a little bit of jiu-jitsu. And I've done running before, but only like 5, 10k. But there's something about the long distance stuff which I've got into recently. I reckon ultra marathon running, doing ultra marathons is on the rise. I see, and maybe it's just my algorithms, I don't know. But I see there's more interest in it. And I've read a couple books on it. and just the mindset around ultra running is just intense, because it's not just, pushing yourself to from one from 1 kilometer to the next. That it's so intricate in terms of the nutrition, the rest, the hydration, the supplementation. There's a lot to it. It's not just mindset. For me, when I done the 50k, obviously it took me a lot of mindset to get through that. Cardio wise, fine, because you're not going at fast pace, but it's the durability, and that's just hours and hours and just reps, like kilometer after kilometer in training. And yeah, I just got massive respect to any ultra marathon runner, anyone who just runs a marathon. I think 1%, less than 1% of the population would ever do a marathon. And I think less than 0.07% would do an ultra marathon. So yeah, massive respect to anyone who's out there putting in the kilometers in these conditions and running any form of distance. But yeah, it's time to get ready for the half marathon. And also, just a quick one, I'm doing the 100k, obviously for myself, because I like it. It's a huge achievement for me. I want to inspire others. I want to inspire my children. But also on top of that, I'm doing it for a great cause. I'm doing it for men's mental health. I'm doing it for a non-profit organisation. I'm trying to raise money. I won't go into too much detail now, but there is more information on my Instagram, which is bestphysique.uk. There'll be a link in the bio here somewhere. If you want to find out more information, help sponsor why I'm doing, help find out information about why I'm doing the first 100k in June, go there, click donate if you want, or just read a little bit more about my story, why I'm doing it, and hopefully that will inspire others. But this is my first proper running vlog, so leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Give me any tips for the next one. Anything you'd like to see, drop a comment below. Also, subscribe, follow wherever you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.